Good afternoon, I'm Erica Fisher, and this is the Moose FM 4 o'clock news update. The BC Oil and Gas Commission has confirmed it is investigating a pipeline spill approximately 60 kilometers east of Fort St. John. It was first noticed Friday afternoon and occurred on an Imperial Oil-operated gathering pipeline that was carrying an emulsion of oil and water. OGC Communications Manager Hardy Friedrich says the oil company and the BC Ministry of Environment are also involved in the cleanup and are currently trying to determine the cause and the size of the spill.
Our response team responded to the spill and is still on site, overseeing the company's emergency response, as well as documenting anything that may be needed for investigative purposes.
Imperial spokesperson Pius Rollheiser says the main focus is on keeping the affected area as small as possible, and he estimates it is currently about 100 by 200 meters. He says at this point the spill is on a grazing reserve, but there are no residents nearby and there's no threat to any bodies of water.
The nearest permanent water body is Lost Lake, which is about a kilometer away, and we have people inspecting and monitoring all locations downstream.
At this point, there's no cleanup timeline, and all Imperial is saying about the cause of the spill is that it's believed to have come from a pinhole leak in the pipeline. Elsewhere in energy news, it can be presumed the word dismal likely understates the provincial government reaction to the postponed June sale of BC oil and gas land rights. Set back a week due to the impact on the Calgary-based oil and gas industry by the recent flooding in Alberta, it turned out to be the worst one in 4 months. It resulted in the purchase of 8 drilling licenses and 9 leases, resulting in only $9.3 million in bonus bids. Now that made it the third monthly sale this year to come in under $10 million, and it left the 6-month calendar year total at $127.6 million. These parcels are a prime source of government revenue, and after 3 months of bonus bids totaling more than $103 million, this sale has to come as a major budget shock to Finance Minister Mike DeYoung, especially if it's an indicator of what's to come in the second half of the year. Meanwhile, in health news, there's still nothing to suggest that Fort St. John's doctor shortage problem is near a solution. In the past 6 months, a number of doctors have left the city, including the 2 who previously ran the North Peace Medical Clinic, which was subsequently shut down at the end of March. Northern Health has been unable so far to recruit any new physicians, and the Northeast Chief Operating Officer, Betty Morris, concedes that while the situation isn't critical yet, we are heading into a difficult situation.
In that it is more difficult to get a family physician if you don't have one. It's not dire at this point because there is still access to care. But if you're new to this community and you want a GP, then it is more difficult, absolutely more difficult to get a GP.
She says residents without a family doctor can still access health care through walk-in clinics, but the worry is that the hospital emergency room will also fill up with non-emergency patients. Lastly, heading further north, a mushroom picker has been reported missing from the Fort Nelson area just a week after another was successfully located by search and rescue. 61-year-old Lyle Martin was dropped off at a mushroom picking camp at kilometer 36 of the Eskai Road on July 1st, but he didn't make it back to his arranged pickup at 5 p.m. North District Advisory NCO Constable Leslie Smith says his backpack was located several hundred meters from where he was dropped off, which concerns police, as he is no longer equipped with the necessities for being out in the wilderness.
Now, though Lyle Martin is known as an experienced outdoors person with advanced hunting, fishing, and backcountry skills, we are extremely concerned. He was equipped with the necessities for a one-day excursion, and we've since located his backpack. Even though our search efforts continue, we still have no trace of Lyle Martin.
The ground and air search by Fort Nelson Search and Rescue and volunteers on ATVs continues with the help of a police service dog from Fort St. John and a local helicopter. The search for another missing mushroom picker in late June was more successful, as the 46-year-old male was located by a helicopter pilot only 1 day after his disappearance near Anaheim Lake. That concludes the 4 o'clock news update. Weather is next.